Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, amazing viewers. Today's reading, we have a special guest and we have a healing message pulling through from Jesus Christ. So I know that a lot of you guys here might be new to this channel, and I wanted to say that this reading is definitely for everybody here. And I welcome all perspectives here to this channel, okay? And so Jesus is pulling through with a message of love, healing, guidance for the collective. And if you are, I'm being called to pull 2 for pile 3. If you are here, I do love you guys very, very much, and I hope these messages do resonate for you guys. But if you are not on the Jesus path here, you don't have to stick around, okay? But because I know a lot of people might have their own sort of religious beliefs, and that is absolutely okay here. But I do love Jesus very, very much, and Jesus has been pulling through in the last few days very heavily for my own sort of personal energy. And today I was being called to do this message in regards to a healing message for you guys, the collective, beautiful hearts. Let's take a look at Jesus Christ messages for you guys. We have 3 options to choose from today. Whatever pile card you're feeling intuitively called for will most likely have your message. If you are pulled to all 3 or multiple cards, that's absolutely fine. Could be multiple messages for you. But again, please use your intuition, okay? And let us take a look at the 3 options. So option 1, your healing message pulling through is recovery into grace with card number 13. Option number 2, your message pulled through with protection for the vulnerable heart, number 10. Option number 3, you guys got 2, and we have 42 with animal soul friends, and honor thy worth with 39. So, beautiful angels, let us leave the video running for a bit. I will leave this like this, and when you are ready, you can select from the timestamp that will be in the description box and in the pinned comment below. It will take you directly to your pick, and I will see you there. Hello, beautiful angels. Pile 1, you guys picked card 13, recovery into grace. And today we're channeling messages, healing messages directly from Jesus Christ. And so your healing message pulled through as the recovery into grace with this beautiful heart. And the heart is glowing here. So I feel like something is definitely on the upswing for you, because I do feel that things haven't been always very easy, but we're having a breakthrough here with healing. And so let's take a look at these oracle cards and see what messages are pulling through here from Jesus Christ for you guys. Pile 1, we have embrace. Wow, that's beautiful. More heart energy. You got 2 people in an embrace. And ooh, we have someone in their natural beauty. Healing sounds. Healing sounds. And we have reach out, card number 3. And we have we support you as you cleanse and clear both inside and out, card number 34 or number 7. And we have tune in to the rhythm of nature. Let us connect together there, card number 40. Wow, healing sounds, tuning into the rhythm of nature. Beautiful. And we have I connect with heaven. Today I turn inwards and connect with the heaven within me. This from this place of peace, I can see that a situation I have resented is actually an ideal opportunity to work on my inner self. I understand that such experiences are necessary for my growth. Thus, I accept such situations and now live each day in serenity. Wow. Beautiful nature here. Looking up at the sky at this beautiful guardian angel. And we have a cherry blossom and then beautiful flowers at the bottom here. I don't know if you guys can see that in a body of water. And we have peace. I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenge. I am determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find inner silence and become a manifestation of peace. Wow. And we have new beginnings. Everything in life is constantly vibrating and moving and therefore continuously changing and evolving. Be aware that a new beginning is on the horizon. Have courage and faith, because right now life is trying to nudge you forward and move you in a new direction. It's a hand symbols here. I don't know if you guys have a difficult time communicating. You know, like I feel like you might be someone who has a difficult time speaking what's on your mind or letting your emotions out. And we have memories. Your memories are like diamonds in the treasure chest of the spirit. More and more memories are arising within you. Remember the happier moments with your loved ones who are here in the spirit world. For neither time nor distance can stop the energy of love that you have for one another. Wow, beautiful. And then we have this postcard, which we will read at the end of this reading, okay? And then we'll pull some healing angel tarot, guardian angel messages tarot for you guys, okay? So let me sit here with this energy that's being pulled through from Jesus Christ and see what this message is for you guys. Beautiful pile one. You guys are healing, and I feel like you definitely are on the mend here, but I do feel it's been a struggle with allowing yourself to actually trust, to be vulnerable, to share what it is that you're experiencing emotionally and communicate what it is that you're thinking. I don't know that your environment has been all that supportive, you know, and so there might be hesitation on doing this. So Jesus Christ is pulling through in your situation. If you have any doubt that your environment right now is not supportive of you, I think Jesus is pulling through here with a message of trusting the people around you, trusting where you're being guided to, trusting to connect with whomever is in your world, because I feel like there is this hesitation you're having in regards to, it's mostly trusting yourself to be able to share or be vulnerable or connect, you know, and I feel like in order for you to understand that you're not alone, it'll help you to connect with people. You know, like you're really not alone. And for whatever reason here, I feel like Jesus is showing that you've been trying to handle things alone or manage alone or get forward alone. And there is no need. There's no need to do it alone, okay? And so I think you have a lot of support around you. And some of you guys might know exactly, you know, who these people are or who this person is. Some of you guys might have a partner here that's very supportive of you. But I feel like for those of you guys feeling alone, there's a message of removing any sort of doubt that you have that your current situation is one that doesn't want to see you flourish, or grow or something you can't trust. But there's you having to have an active involvement in reaching out to your environment, like coming out, however that's maybe. And I know it might be difficult to trust that process, but you're really being called to trust that process because it's really the ripple effect that's going to span out. And so there is an energy that will be fed back to you that is absolutely beautiful in way of you being understood, really listened to. That I feel is like a turning page for a new beginning for you to understand this way of being that you can carry forward and implement. That I think has been very difficult for you to trust, like trust the allowing yourself to just flow, to allow yourself to say what's on your mind, to allow yourself to be in your beautiful energy. I think you're very difficult on yourself, and there might be a lot of like self-defeating things that you might think are true that are definitely not true. And peace is just on the other side of this, but I feel like you're not going to be alone. And I feel like through prayer, with this connect with heaven, you are being definitely guided in the physical world by events and circumstances and people. Some of you guys have a guardian angel, okay, in your world, and you know who this person is. But I feel like maybe there is an inability in trusting yourself to really be vulnerable and open up and communicate and express and show how you're feeling. I feel there's a big authenticity here that you carry with you, but it is when you're removed, or when you're feeling like you can't share it, or like no one wants to see it, or then it becomes that your world cannot impact you in a way here that you deserve and that you can benefit from, which I feel is really one of peace and love and feeling supported and going with the flow. But I am getting your past circumstances have put you in this very tough position. So Jesus is pulling through. There's a new beginning for you. I feel like maybe it's been a slow process for you to really trust again or open up and communicate, express and not feel like you'll be let down. But I feel like there's not a pressure to do this, like it's really coming through as your environment is supporting you, and maybe you feel I don't know, I think you're telling yourself something that's not really true, that you have to be on a different sort of pace or path, or should be in a certain way. And I feel like the ability to be vulnerable and to communicate and to come out, so to speak, is something that is going to be able to come naturally once you understand that you really don't have to with this person or in this situation. Like, you're not really pressured. You're not really required to be anything other than yourself. And so maybe there's fear that you have to be something different, or that you have to, I don't know, say something or do something. You don't have to. You just have to be yourself. You just have to be yourself, and you have so much support. I feel like it is multiple people here in your world, but I do feel like there is really connecting, and the way to really, really allow ourselves to connect is to understand that we don't have to be anything other than ourself and what we want inside. We don't have to play out what could happen or play out the past. And because I feel like there might be this guarding of energy, protecting of energy to protect oneself. So it's safe to fall, it's safe to trust in the peace, it's safe to allow your authenticity to be seen. And I feel like this new beginning that's pulling through here is one that's going to be really tied to your stability, your sense of stability and health, as well as family. Okay, so if you're starting a family, then I feel like you're on the path to your like creating this beautiful structured family. Okay, if you're already established with a family, it's rejuvenating the health of this family. And I think you've been struggling either with your health or just your stability, you know, like being stable and your energy here and feeling welcomed by family. Let's pull the tarot then and see what messages we have here from Jesus Christ. We're using the Guardian Angel Messages Tarot. Jesus Christ, what messages do we have here for pile 1? This is healing message for pile 1. Thank you so much. We have Wise Counselor. So we have the Hierophant. It says belonging, learning traditions. Yeah, I feel like you feel you don't belong, but you do belong. So you're generating a feeling of not belonging and stemmed from an experience that you're carrying within you. Jesus Christ. Next card for healing message here for pile 1, please. We have the Queen of Cups. Aw, loving, giving, psychic. So there's a lot of purple here as well, and we do have connect with heaven. I feel like your guides are pulling through here, okay, or maybe loved ones have crossed over, but certainly there is guidance from above, and I feel like there's a lot of love for you, and I feel like a sense of belonging is something that is coming for you, where maybe you were feeling just really disconnected and removed. You know, there's a need to be very compassionate and forgiving of self, loving of self, patient with self. And we have the Page of Fire, creative, enthusiastic, and motivated. So we're going from potentially a state of not really feeling like we belong to learning to open up, trust, and allowing love to flow, giving, receiving love, being compassionate and forgiving, so that we're able to create something. And this creative, motivated energy, I feel, is something absolutely beautiful and different for you, because I feel like it's definitely going to lead to a long-term beautiful health of something, you know, and you will feel very grounded and stable and very secure. And we see this tree here and this tree. Okay, trees talk about the health and the stability. We see a white feather. So feathers can be symbols from our ancestors coming down, confirming we're on the right path. White's talking about the purity here. I feel like we're recovering from a state that maybe left us, you know, left us feeling quite upside down. But I do feel like not only is this environment one that's going to be very safe for you. But I feel like the messaging here really from Jesus is you're really the key, how you connect to yourself to open that, like it's coming from self. It's really glowing here. Your ability to change that energy that has left you feeling like you didn't belong. But I feel like it might have taken you some time to learn about how to trust yourself, or how to trust in a process here of others, or being able to tap into the divine and feel safe that you're being guided down a path. There's a need to be very gentle and compassionate with yourself. So let's take a look at this postcard, shall we? It says, "Dearest you, we are gathering our magic together to help you celebrate your new beginning. You're stepping into a new version of your life, getting to tell a new story as you create it. Doesn't it feel like spring when the urge to expand wells up inside you from a..." Oh, doorbell. I'll be right back. Beautiful angels. It was my daughter, and it's like very, 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 very cold here. And so she was outside. So let's start this again. Dearest you, we are gathering our magic together to help you celebrate your new beginning. You're stepping into a new version of your life, getting to tell a new story as you create it. Doesn't it feel like spring when the urge to expand wells up inside you from a primal place? The form of what you are growing has yet to take shape, and it is exciting to experience this new and fresh beginning. It's normal to feel both push and pushback when entering any kind of new relationship. It's okay to admit you don't really know what to expect. What you can know is it's time to dive in and allow that new version of life to take shape through you, on behalf of your partner in life spirit. You have made it to a new level of awakening and contributing, and we are so excited to see where this will take you next. We're so proud of you. So there's uncertainty, but I feel the uncertainty is, in the past, but I do see you leveling up. I see you being absolutely loved, adored. I see you being cared for. I see you being rejuvenated here with fire, passion. I see this new beginning being one where you can adopt an energy here of being loving and giving and caring and forgiving to yourself, which might be something that has been very difficult to do in the past, So, beautiful angels, I love this message for you. I want to thank Jesus Christ for delivering this message. I think it is absolutely beautiful. If you guys were pulled to another pile, I will see you there. Bye-bye. Hello, beautiful pile number 2, you guys. Pick card 10, protection for the vulnerable heart. Gorgeous. So we have healing message pulling through from Jesus Christ. And let us see what it is that Jesus is pulling through here for you guys. Beautiful pile number 2. We have earth connection. Wow. And look at this heart and the tree. Some of you guys might be drawn to pile 1. What a tree energy there. Gorgeous. And we have the gateway. We have feeling alone, which is a lantern. It's giving me hermit vibes. It's the moon peeking out. And we have take the time to pamper yourself or let others take care of you. Oh, sunflower with a bumblebee, and you have number 22. And 22 is all about healthy, energetic boundaries, divinely guided relationships. I am free. Today I find the veil of my ego has lifted and a vision of my new life has appeared. Now I am focused on my inner growth. I listen only to the voice of my heart and remain steadfast in the energy of love that I find there. I am now free of duality, fear, and judgment, I move forward on my path to inner peace. Look at the swans there. Beautiful. And we have me. I allow serenity to reign in me. The love I have for myself invites harmony to settle within my being. I listen to, honor, and strive to fulfill the needs of my soul. Wow. And inner strength. Nothing moves me from my path to the light because I have complete confidence in myself. I realize my innate qualities and abilities to know that with God I can do anything. All the power I need is within me. Wow, and look at that lantern path to this little house. And this is like a little getaway here. Okay. We have self-sabotage. When you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's that inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. And we have dream talk. Your subconscious constantly and subtly speaks through your dreams. It's just one of the many ways in which your soul and those here in the spirit world can reach out and communicate with you through signs, symbols, and messages and more. If you guys heard my stomach gurgling. Beautiful angels. A lot of you guys might have been pulled to pile 1. Okay. This is similar kind of healing message being pulled through from where you guys are at energetically. A little different though. We'll read this one at the end. Okay, so, and we'll pull some tarot as well. Beautiful angels, you're on a journey right now. Okay, and I feel like we're in a transition. We're going from a dark place, I feel, to refuge. And we're being led this way. And I feel like we might feel like we don't know how to get there. And so what Jesus is communicating is anytime you feel like it's dark or you're uncertain or unprepared, to know that you have everything that you need to trust that you yourself are going to guide you towards exactly where you're needing to go. So the only way you could get derailed is when you derail yourself. You don't trust your own ability to be in an energy that isn't leaning towards fear or doubt or any thought that isn't stemmed from pure knowing and trusting in the divine to lead you. Okay, there's an inner strength here that's being called to be pulled through that I feel comes through, but we might not yet have connected to that inner place. And so we're really being asked to get grounded. Okay, really being asked to get grounded here. And I feel like Jesus wants you to disconnect maybe from anything that's trying to take you on a path here that isn't focused on what's going on in front of you right now. Okay, so it's okay to be, you know, into the spiritual world and the dreams and, you know, the divine energy, but I feel like there's something about getting really grounded and really sort of getting practical with what's going on, because I feel like the light here from the divine is really going to be shining through in those moments. And when you connect in those moments, then it becomes visible. Then you've tasted what it feels like to connect the dots, if you will, to that inner light and sense the inner you. Because I feel like the inner you right now is very far. I know this is sort of a very metaphysical sort of explanation, but the you that's going to guide you, okay? The you that's within you, I feel is quite far right now and in distance, because there's a lot of distortion, padding, or self-speak or distortions in the distance where you're at with yourself, okay? But it's all happening sort of internally. So self-speak, understandings you have, misconceptions, lack of maybe trust or doubt or fear or anxiety or that sort of stuff. So if you start getting into that, it's okay to abandon that feeling and lean into the light. Okay, but if we can't just drop what we're feeling when we're having anxiety, there's a need to get very grounded, very rooted in the present moment with what it is you have in front of you. Okay, so I feel like you have to do it alone, and you really don't have to do it alone. You really don't. There's a hurt within you. I think that you might be telling yourself or feeling like, what's the point almost of allowing another in, or letting the energy sort of flow between you and another, because it might go this way or that way, or it won't do this or that, or it might not turn out or whatever. So there is like a why even bother, don't try energy with trusting it. And Jesus is saying trust, trust yourself to accept what is going on with and around you, so that you can allow other people to come in, and so you can really connect to your inner light. Because I think this is a challenging time, like a transition, and you're going from one state to another. But once you get to the other state, to the other side there, then it all becomes very crystal clear and you become free. So really the only heaviness or burden that's being carried here is one that you're creating within yourself through understanding, and there's really no need. So I feel like Jesus is really showing there's a need to allow yourself to know you have your own back. To connect to yourself, we have to let go, remove any fears or story distortions that say anything other than I am loved, I am protected, I'm not alone, I will find my way, I am guided by divine light because the divine is breathing, living through me. This will get me where I need to go. And so as you do this, you now allow yourself to be more flowing with the people around you, the things around you. You learn to trust. Okay, because I feel like there's a need to allow things to be rather than project that things might not go exactly as we're thinking or wanting or wishing in some way. So let's pull some tarot and see what messages we have here from Jesus Christ. What healing messages want to come through Jesus here for pile number 2? Thank you so much. The Knight of Water, romantic, emotional, dramatic. So this is how we express our emotions. This is how we show love. So we might be struggling with our emotions at this time, being able to trust and show how we're feeling, being led by this. Knight of Fire, confident, passionate, adventurous. Yeah, so have confidence in what it is you're feeling. Don't justify that it's not right or it doesn't feel good or that it's anything other than authentically how you're feeling and want to express. I feel like there's a message here about allowing yourself to move forward in confidence with what it is you are feeling, and trust that. Don't doubt it. Don't waffle. Don't say anything other than I am worthy. I feel this. I desire this. I'm going to take action on this. And then don't talk yourself out or second guess this, okay? Allow that to come through, because I feel there's definitely a truth here to how you're feeling, that you might be not wanting to accept, or or you might feel it won't be welcomed, and it doesn't matter whether another will welcome or not welcome. The whole journey here is one to connect to that part and love yourself and trust yourself enough to let that come out, be whatever happens, because I feel like this is where this journey takes a turn and a breakthrough. This is where you connect with that inner self, that you tell yourself, I trust myself enough to be able to allow myself to feel. I'm not going to suppress it or try to change it, or only when I get permission. Because I feel like maybe we're needing permission from, I don't know, others or from ourselves in order to allow that to flow. So we have the Four of Earth, frugalness, extravagance, and control. We're controlling our desires. We're held back here, okay? And we have the Ace of Fire, opportunity, creativity, and action. So being called to action. And here we have strength, courage, compassion, and perseverance. So we have Leo energy. Okay, beautiful pile number 2. Jesus's message is very clear here. You are highly guided and protected, and will always be divinely guided and protected here by the divine when you are connected to your truth. Okay, because the divine only sees truth. The divine doesn't deal with distortions and fears and any of that energy. That is generated by the ego. That is generated by our conditioning. Okay, and so Jesus is pulling through here saying there is no need to be held back or restrained or anything other than showing compassion and trust in your own divine light in order to face what's in front of you, which I feel is acknowledging how you feel, allowing yourself to take action. Okay, there's no need to be held back. Oh, we see 44 here glowing. That's interesting, that number. I never noticed that in these cards. So 44 might be a significant number for you guys. It's also 8. Okay, and 8 is the strength. This is all about movement. It's all about change, attainment. So I feel like when we take action, when we move forward, when we face our fear and we lean into the courage, then we attain what it is that we are actually thinking that we're trying to hang on to. The thing we're hanging on to actually is the doubt and the fear and the heaviness of not just allowing ourselves to be. And so I feel like allowing yourself to have the courage then brings it towards you what it is that you want. Yeah. So I also feel like some of you guys might be a life path 8. Okay, and life path 8s, they are about being courageous and wise, okay? But the negative traits of a life path 8 is egotistical and sometimes power hungry. So I feel like there is a need for control, and so we cling, or we have a difficult time trusting. Okay, and so this is all about allowing ourselves to trust and not to be too held back, taking action on our feelings, feeling confident and passionate is okay. We don't need permission from anyone or anything, even ourselves, to allow ourselves to trust that light and trust that feeling, to express ourselves, okay? And I feel like this is what Jesus is saying is going to ground you and provide healing to your heart. This is what's going to make you connect to the me within when we do this, because then we tell ourselves, I trust myself enough, regardless of what's going on out there, to allow myself to express and open up. Okay, so I feel like this beautiful child is here, and there's the angel, the guardian angel. It's like your inner child is being guided to allow itself to come out, to allow itself to express, to allow itself to be in its natural, innocent energy. And it's really one of love, really one of love, like compassion to self. Love yourself enough to be able to say what you feel and move with how you feel. I think you have a deep, deep love here, very emotional being here that might be telling yourself it's not right, or that you shouldn't, or that you can't, or you need other things sort of externally to line up before you can lean into that energy. It says, no, start, just start by saying, I will free myself from any word speak that's telling me that I cannot be in this energy right now. There's no reason why you can't be in it right now. So let's take a look at this postcard and see what your messaging is here. Dearest you, everything is in divine order. Even in chaos, there is order, and we are always in awe of this. For you, though, on your human journey, things can get disorganized in your mind and physical reality. You need to get rid of the clutter, whether it be too many stories in your mind, too many what ifs, or fearful thoughts of the past or future. Instead, focus on the now. Empty your mind, clean your house, and throw out any object that tells you an uncomfortable story. Discern what you have. Sort, purge, clear, and organize. We want you to have space to fill with something better. Spirit loves a vacuum, as it gives space for brilliant new energy. Let go of what is not serving you and give order to what remains. See them and know their value. Your soul needs organization in order to keep your connection to us in spirit, free from distractions. You are so adored by so many. We hope you really know that. Beautiful message, because it is one that was pulled through here of really the things getting in the way, or things that aren't really existing outside of what you're creating. So that's very powerful, because you have the power to uncreate or let go or remove any of that stuff. It doesn't exist. Okay, there is no limitation here. And so the fears we're feeling are self-induced or self-generated beliefs, ideas, stories. And so Jesus really is pulling through, recognizing that the only stopgap and block right now is you understanding this, and this might be quite a process, but we have to be compassionate with self, allow ourselves to trust ourselves, and it is a period of getting to the other side, which might take some time, and we might get frustrated with ourselves. There I go again, falling back in an old pattern or fear or doubt. But we got to catch ourselves and recognize when we start to feel that way, connect back to the me light. And that's why it's so important. The more we connect to the me light and within, that brief glimpse we have of connecting back to that, okay, when we are getting grounded, we'll get glimpses of this. Then we know how to get back there. This is the place. This is the center. We got to keep getting back to center state. Okay, so if we're wandering off in the mind, in the fear, in the story, in the doubt, then we pull it back to center. We get grounded. We feel this beautiful light. Okay, it's difficult to try to keep that energy there. Okay, but we have to at first sort of work this muscle. Okay, and then the vacuum is really the rest falling away, because when we sit in the core state, okay, in our light, then everything else sort of falls away. It takes time to sit in the core light for those things to fall away. They'll pop back up periodically, but when our muscle is very strong, we can always pull it back to center. Okay, but at first we have a lot of sort of particles, okay, that need to be vacuumed out, distortions, thoughts, things that pop up in our mind, giving us all sorts of reasons and distractions that are not true. Okay, and so we don't want to live in that state, because we perpetuate more of the suffering state. And this is a form of self-sabotage, because again, we are the creator. We could take it back to center anytime we want. This is always here for you. Center is always there. Light is always there. Okay, and the more we connect with center light, the quicker we get across through this gateway. Because on the other side here, I feel like we're going to come with all of the lessons we've learned, and we've exercised that muscle, to connect to the inner light. And here we're totally able to find peace, to take a break, to be able to sit there with the energy that we now can connect with at any time we want. We feel secure, we feel safe. We're not intruded by the mind or impeded by our own intrusive thoughts. Okay, so you are protected by the divine being here. I feel that's guiding you, that's beside you, and that any pain, suffering, distortions you feel, or ones that are generated from the mind story, okay? Not from the divine, not from anything else here. And I feel like we were seeing these beautiful swans, okay? And that's all about having grace. And so I feel like with the two swans, there could be a need to show grace in relationships, okay? Grace for yourself, allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to show compassion, allow yourself to lean into your strength, your courage, and not be removed, held back, and doubting, okay? So, beautiful angels, pile number 2. This is your beautiful message from Jesus Christ. I'd like to thank Jesus for being here, this beautiful message, and I will see you guys at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels, pile number 3. You guys pick card 39, honor thy worth, and 42 with the animal soul friends. Wow. Beautiful energy. So, Jesus Christ is coming through with a healing message for us today, and I'd like to thank Jesus for being here, delivering this message to us. We're so blessed. And so we have pre-shuffled oracle cards. I have not looked at these. Let's take a look at what this messaging is all about here for pile number 3. Thank you so much. We have heaven on earth. Oh my goodness, you guys. Wow, look at these colors. Beautiful pastels. And we have spiritual growth. Beautiful. And we have 14 with balance. So this is Temperance card. Temperance is also a healing card. It's also about divine guidance. And that's a Sagittarius energy. And the masculine, the feminine. And we care about you. We want you to take care of yourself with card number 20. Look at all these beautiful ducks. So 2 is all about balance. It's also about duality and choices and partnership. We have a door to the infinite. Did I say infinite? Yeah, infinite. Sorry, I thought that said infinity. Okay. At my heart center, there is a door that leads to the infinite. Today, I visit my heart center and open that door. As I enter, I experience a deep sense of serenity, and I understand that I am eternal, that I am indestructible. From here, I can see beyond my life's challenges to know the higher levels of my existence. I know that, I know now that my inner light is infinite. Wow. Beautiful inner light. A lot of that's pulled through for pile 2. Affirmation. I listen to myself and acknowledge my needs. I assert myself and retain my power. I am brave and gentle. I don't have to be afraid of others. I respect myself and am respected by others. Wow. I want to pause this affirmation. And maybe it's something you'll have to fall back on and repeat for some of you guys here. Maybe we're having second guesses about whether we can trust others or whether we feel respected or our own needs are being met. Guidance. In times of uncertainty, I ask God to guide me to the light in my being. I'm directed to doors that will open inner freedom to me and step forward in trust. I release my faith to God, and my faith is rewarded. Wow. Yes. Beautiful. So the inner light's really coming through here. Okay, and then we have seek. The power of spirit exists in all things. Everything is made of energy, and every single thing in your physical world contains a fragment of spirit, including you. We're all one with spirit and always will be connected to one another. So even in this fragment of spirit contains the whole. So even if it's just a tiny particle of spirit, it is in whole everything that the universe entails, no matter how small. It is the complete universe, and the complete universe is infinite and abundant. Okay, and so if we have a tiny speck of spirit in us, which we have a whole center here of spirit, then we are that in which the universe is made of, which is everything. So everything is within us. Okay, there's nothing that we can be missing because we are complete with the infinite, abundant light of the divine. So maybe we're being asked to seek inwards here. Give back. Today is the day to cast aside normal routines and make your main purpose to serve. It is about giving back without any thoughts or expectation of getting anything in return. Reach out and touch other people's spirits, as it's highly likely that someone really needs it today. Wow, beautiful, beautiful message. So we'll reveal this postcard shortly, and then we'll pull some tarot as well. So what healing message is Jesus Christ saying here? Well, if I were to pick a Jesus Christ pile, this one would certainly be it, you guys. I feel like this is going to make me cry. I feel there's such a beautiful energy in you, you know? And I feel like we might be dealing with having to show up for others more than maybe it's the Jesus Christ pile, you know? It's giving, and it's caring, and it's sometimes difficult when we're still not quite connected to the inner light to know that it should feel whole and complete for us to give. We shouldn't feel like we're missing anything, or like we're being deprived, or that we're taking the back seat of anything or anyone. And so I feel like you have a very loving, beautiful heart here that wants to give. And we might be dealing with people who are a little bit less ascended or not conscious, you know, of what they're taking. And I feel like you're being called to bring heaven on earth here by being that energy that allows there to be healing in other people's lives, by you stepping up, by you showing your love. Because I feel like there's a balanced being within you that might get off balance, you know, and it's only human that we'd feel off balance if we are constantly, let's say, in a state of trying to understand how to be in a giving, loving, compassionate mindset, and not necessarily fully be in a level here that understands that when the heart space is completely open, love will be flowing back to us at full capacity. But if we're kind of on the fence here, you know, where we're trying to be loving, we're trying to do right things, we're trying to be giving, we're trying to be compassionate, we're trying to be forgiving, and all these things, and we can sometimes get very discouraged if our environment is still not quite what we want to see, you know, and we don't want to see people suffering. We don't want to see ourselves taken advantage of. We don't want to see ourselves in any state of suffering. But I feel like the message here from Jesus Christ is very Jesus-like. Lean into it. Double down. Give more, you know? Give more. And so when you give more, you're showing that you care about yourself, because you are that in which you're giving to. And so the mustard seed's coming through, and that's probably why that little, you know, speck of spirit here, it's talking about the fragment of spirit, is within every single thing in the physical world. It's like from that mustard seed, from that little fragment of spirit, everything is encompassed there. And so show a tiny bit of faith and you'll see great results here. Show the love you feel. And so I feel like there's a need to trust that you're going to open up your heart space to give, to be of service, to show compassion, to be all the things here that Jesus would do, okay? And I feel like when we get in a state where we feel our worth might not be reflected or given or shown or felt, that's when we really need to lean back to the affirmation that I myself hold my own power. No one outside of me can control this power, but I know that I am brave and gentle, Okay, and I don't have to be afraid of the act of love, the act of giving. I am seeking guidance from the divine when I'm uncertain of certain moments of how I'm supposed to navigate, but it is trusting that the divine will allow you to do the right thing in the right time, which is always coming from a loving, open heart. Okay, but trusting the divine when you do give from a loving, open heart, not to second guess that you are exposed or that you'll be taken advantage of in some way here, because we'll be constantly in doubt. And so there's a need to trust that your fate is in God's hands and that it will be rewarded. Okay, faith is rewarded. God and my faith is rewarded. So the door to the infinite, there is infinite universe stemming from within you at your core. And here we can come back to at any point, and no one out there and nothing out there can take away from this beautiful light, can contaminate this beautiful light when we are connected to it, because we can see through all the illusions and all the shadows with this beautiful light, but we have to sit in this light. Okay, so we tap into this light and we sit here, peaceful state. It is indestructible. Nothing can be taken away from this. So when we're feeling vulnerable or taken advantage of, or we gave too much, or some thought like this, or I still don't see the thing, whatever the thing you're manifesting, it's like I am whole. There's nothing that has been taken away from me, in this experience of giving and loving and showing compassion. I can only gain from this. Anything that we experience is trying to come from an egoic place to get us back into ego, or get us back into shadow, get us back into the mind. And so our job is to say, not today, ego, not today, because I'm connected to this part of myself. I'm being guided by my trust in God and my faith here, to allow the universe to let me do the things that I know are right. And this is true spiritual growth. And then we're bringing true heaven on earth here. Okay, true heaven on earth, because we are the ones that are coming from this purest state of love, being able to give from a place of no expectations, expecting nothing in return except for being of love and service, giving back. What can I do today to show my greatest love? Okay, so we care about you. We want you to take care of yourself. There might be doubt here. It's like doubt. Am I going to be shown the love I deserve? Am I going to be shown my worth? Am I going to experience everything here in the 3D and the manifest as well? And Jesus coming through with absolutely. But you have everything within you to connect to there. And when you connect to that, that's when those true manifestations start to appear in the 3D. And so we're still maybe, going through this process, trusting fully in the divine. Maybe we fall back and, I gotta hold back or take or keep for myself, but no, there's no need to be in any of that energy. There's only being loving and compassionate. Okay, loving and compassionate. And loving and compassionate means saying and speaking the truth. And it means putting healthy boundaries when we notice that we're not in a position where we can connect to this beautiful light. If something's not allowing us to connect to this beautiful light, and then we're safe to speak our truth. Now, I feel like there is one sort of understanding here that's really pulling through, and that is of when we connect to this light, then we see what is true and what is not. But when we're still connected to fear, anxiety, anything here that isn't, coming from a pure state, then we're not seeing clearly. We're seeing from the fears and the traumas, the need maybe for control or for the ego's desire to attain. And so we have to question where our actions are coming from. Where are we taking action on? And so we are the ones in control of this balanced state, so that we can manifest in the 3D how we're feeling when it comes to this beautiful light, but we need to connect to that light. So true spiritual growth here, beautiful people. Okay, and Jesus Christ here is saying you will manifest here what it is that you want on earth, and to really double down with the giving of yourself and the love that you have and the compassion and the forgiveness if you're feeling like anything seems off or wrong or not right. Those are all perceptions of the ego. Everything is exactly as it should be in God's earth, okay? Everything's exactly as it should be. And so we might have a challenge accepting, and that's the thing we have to accept, is this is how it is. And trust that the divine will sort of allow things to iron out, and things will flow much better when we lean into love, when we give from a heart space, when we show compassion, when we make ourselves available, when we become of service. So, Spirit, can we pull through from this Jesus Christ message that's wanting to come through? What is it that pile 3 is being communicated here? Jesus Christ message. Thank you so much, Jesus, for this beautiful message for pile number 3. Jesus, what is pile 3 needing to know here? Thank you so much for this beautiful message. Okay, I do feel those. Wow. So we have strength. This came out for pile 2. Leo energy. It says courage, compassion, and perseverance. Yes. And we have the 5 of water. Disappointment, regret, and forgiveness. And we have the High Priestess. Intuition, wisdom, and patience. Just going to get a tissue here. Emotional readings. So yeah, Pisces, 7 of air, awareness, caution, and consequences. And the 7 of fire, challenge, determination, and resistance. Reading them all in the upright today. We have balance, again, temperance, compromise, self-control, moderation. And we have 3 of earth, talent, recognition, collaboration. And these 2, which is awakening, pause, perspective, selflessness, and 7 of earth, investment, assessment, and patience. Okay, beautifuls. Message, very, very, very clear here from Jesus. You're being asked to trust, to have courage, okay, to allow yourself to flow with something here that I feel maybe has been very challenging and sad for you, because we haven't seen, we haven't seen in front of us. And so we feel maybe we need to be more aware that someone might be taking advantage, or that we need to do something that's going to protect us because we're not honoring our worth in some way or somehow here, or we have to fight or battle someone or convince someone or show some resistance. And we're really being called to trust your intuition, because your intuition doesn't come with any sort of preconceived experiences of challenge and disappointment and letdown. Your intuition is going to say exactly as it is, which is allow yourself to feel love, compromise, self-control. Okay, this is all about self-control, moderation, patience, okay, perseverance. Don't close the door and go the other way. Allow yourself to engage. And through this process, we learn how to moderate. We learn how to work with the energy. We learn how to compromise. We learn how to moderate, okay? Because I feel like there's a desire to manifest and work with someone or create something, collaborate to really manifest here, heaven on earth. And that's what you're doing. You're manifesting with someone, okay? You're creating something. And so in order for it to come into the ethers, for it to become a thing, we have to go through this sort of process. And this process is scary because sometimes we're very cautious. We may not be trusting of ourselves, trusting of the other, trusting what we should say or do. That's the best for the situation without completely maybe feeling vulnerable or being exposed or just feeling disappointed and sad. And so the truth here is that being selfless is the perspective we're needing to work on. Being enlightened, this is the card of enlightenment here with the even showing this hangman. Okay, because the hangman's also about being enlightened. Awakening's about being enlightened. And so the enlightened perspective here is this spiritual growth that we're learning. We're learning how to become more spiritual, how to moderate from a place of heart space. And this is one of selflessness, And so I think it's taken some time to manifest, taken some time to collaborate, to maybe see the results with the people you're working with that might not be, I don't know, like reflecting back to you something, And so if you need to pause, allow yourself to pause, allow yourself to regulate, allow yourself to, to find balance within self. But I feel like there is no need to be held back, and there's no need to doubt, and there's no need to second guess, whether you're being taken advantage of or to take and keep for self. Okay, so if we're taking and keeping for self energetically, we might be falling back in this sort of mode that we're resisting and we're sort of being confrontational or challenging, when we're really being asked to allow ourselves to be in more of a selfless energy so that we can see the divine light. And so we give to a situation that maybe hasn't produced and isn't producing just yet. And so here we have patience, perseverance, moderation, compromise, collaboration, recognition, perspective, pause, selflessness. Okay, so these are all the ways we're being asked to be. Okay, because I know that maybe we experience sadness, disappointment, regret. Okay, and maybe we're being very cautious or alert or uncertain. I feel there's a lot of uncertainty, and the intuition is always going to lead you in a direction that is true when we don't give in to sort of the fears. Okay, so here we have patience as well. So I feel like there's something you're manifesting, someone you're working with, or something you're creating that does require you to be very patient, but persevere and lean into the divine here, okay? And allow yourself to give to something that will produce good fruit for you. So Spirit is really showing, understanding, your challenge, your struggle here. And there's no need to feel disappointed. And when we see forgiveness, there's always this energy that comes with over us, that we're extending something outside of ourselves to forgive someone or a situation. And that's really not what forgiveness is. Okay, because if we do this, when we forgive, we feel like we're taking something out of us, and then we feel less whole, or like something is missing, or we're having to compromise in a way that removes a part of self. So now we're sacrificing. And that's not really what this forgiveness is talking about. This forgiveness is talking about seeing reality and people exactly as they are, in the state in which they are, traumatized or distorted, or living out a projection, or doing what they're doing, however their journey is their divine journey, is the divine light behind that distortion, behind all those whatever that you're seeing as the taker, or the disappointment, or the regret, or the whatever. Okay, and so seeing that and knowing that I don't have to take anything out of me, I just have to understand that this brother, sister, person, situation, or circumstance, I can accept it. And so as I understand and accept it, that is forgiveness. That's how I'm forgiving, and I don't get into battle. I don't get into feeling like I got taken advantage or someone took something from me. Okay, there will only be consequences if we start to resist or battle or show some sort of aggression here. So there's just allowing what is to be, and the only time we ever feel sort of lack or sad is when we start to think that something is taken from us, or that we're lacking something now because we had to do something. And really, all we are being asked to be is be in our light energy, in our divine energy, enlightened energy, connected to our intuition, to produce, to manifest the thing. We show compassion, we show patience, and we allow this to be a natural flow here. And this is how we're restoring balance, and it really is a journey of your spiritual growth. Okay, so how you ascend, and yeah, how you're going to grow here. This is what it's showing you. This is what it's really, really showing you here. Okay, so beautiful message from Jesus. Let's take a look at your postcard, shall we? And see what message is pulling through here. So we have, dear you, sometimes you just feel like no one understands you. You're not heard, or even that you don't count. This, my dear, is a terrible illusion. And although your feelings tell you that abandonment is real, well, we who love you know better. You're never alone, and even when rejection happens, you are ultimately being protected, so better things can replace what wouldn't have worked in the first place. Everyone on this side of the veil is watching over you and rooting for your ultimate success. Life loves you. We love you, and you are a unique spark of the divine. Oh my goodness, yes. And always connected to the light and to source. You're always in our care. Trust and keep the faith. Love you always and forever. So yes, I think there's doubt, because what we're experiencing here is something else. And so remember, divine rejection, or rejection is divine protection, and it is happening from the divine. Okay, I know we don't like to hear it, but sometimes when we're experiencing that, it is for our greatest good, and we don't really understand or see why that is. Okay, but I don't feel like here is something that is going to be self-sustaining. I feel like we're going to be seeing through that there is really no rejection. There really is nothing to forgive. There really is no disappointment. Okay, I think whatever it is here is actually beautiful divine light. I feel like whatever you're giving to will manifest. I feel like the journey here is navigating this and learning through the control of this, and what we see isn't necessarily what is the truth of the matter here. Okay, and once we start to understand and live this experience, then we know. But we have to live it so that we understand it and inner experience it, because this just is like a concept until we inner experience, because obviously if out there we're being rejected or being yelled at or not cared for or all those things, okay, not saying that this is what's happening, but it seems very real to us. Okay, but it's really not. It's really not taken away or doing anything to you. It's people behaving in all sorts of ways from their own distraction or from their own journey. And so our journey is to connect to the divine, to gain a whole different perspective, that it has nothing to do with me and my state. I'm not being rejected right now. It's someone's trauma, and that they can't do this, that, or the other, or they're just not in that position. And so no one else or nothing else is going to fill what you need ever. Okay, it's you connecting to your light. And so I feel like this is the perspective, and then we can become very selfless in giving ourselves completely, dedicating ourselves, committing ourselves, doubling down in love. What can I do right now of being of service to show compassion and love? Okay, so even if it's not manifesting just yet, there's a reason for this lesson. Okay, it doesn't mean you're not deserving. It's coming for you. Okay, beautiful angels pile number 3. This is such a beautiful Jesus message. I want to thank Jesus so much. I love Jesus so much for this message for you guys. You guys are all very safe, and you guys are all very beautiful beings of the divine, and I wish you guys the very best. Bye-bye.